Now, in its 29th year, the Environmental Stewardship Award Program recognizes the nation's best cattle and livestock operations for their outstanding stewardship practices and conservation achievements. The desire to leave the land better than they found it is a common trait among cattle producers, and you can certainly see that in action with these ESAP winners. Let's head to Texas for a look at the winning operation in Region 4.
In the heart of South Texas brush country, cattle graze across 125,000 acres on the Killam Duval County Ranch. David Killam has other business interests and owns ranches in several states, but his roots are in Texas.
My family's been in this area since around 1920, so close to 100 years. And we've been ranching down here in South Texas for that entire time.
Right now we've got about 800 cows on the ranch, cow-calf operation, and we shipped all of our yearling cattle to Kansas in April, so we don't have a whole lot running on the ranch right now other than the 800 cows, and they're running in 2 different herds.
David Kittner joined the ranch as manager in 2001. Since then, he's worked to transform what was an overgrazed and brush-covered landscape into a ranch that provides enough forage to support a profitable cow-calf and stocker cattle operation.
All this work that you can see out here at the Duval County Ranch is the result of his management and his expertise. And he's the guy that has implemented all these different things.
We're trying to grow grass and forbs and improve our country, improve the soil health by letting some grasses and that take over where it's been dominated by brush and prickly pear. The brush encroachment, it's a never-ending problem, and so we attack it from several different ways. We use chemicals, we use mechanical, and we use fire to try and control it somewhat.
Aerial herbicide spraying has been one valuable tool to reduce the dense cover of mesquite trees and prickly pear cactus, allowing Kittner to sculpt a savanna that works for both cattle and wildlife.
It's very hard to produce any forage where you have a dense stand of mesquite. And so we're just trying to open it up, get sunlight and moisture where it can be used in those areas to produce forage for us.
It's dramatic, the amount of forage increases and not only standing grass, but also, beneficial forbs that benefit wildlife are the result of controlling areas of brush.
In addition to brush control, water was a huge challenge. So Kittner mapped a plan to create reliable water sources. High-volume water tanks were recycled from an oil field and put in place to gravity feed the new water system. Then the ranch team worked to install over 300 miles of pipeline and more than 200 water troughs.
The water development at the Duval County Ranch is a story of success. They are now at a time where any animal anywhere in the place is not further than half a mile from water. That is hard to accomplish at a large-scale ranch. Having water distributed throughout the ranch that way is essential in any rotational grazing operation.
By distributing the water evenly, we've spread out the grazing across the whole ranch and also have helped the wildlife immensely.
Now their rotational grazing system is working to improve their forage base and allows their pastures to rest for as much as a year. And the ranch team is able to move their cattle with just a feed truck and a siren.
We spend a lot of time training cattle, especially the stocker cattle, coming in to move with a vehicle with a siren on it, because in these brushy pastures you can't gather them horseback. So if you don't train them to come to something, a horn or a call of some sort, then you're not going to move them. We try and graze them at different times of the year. The next time we graze this, it'll be a different time of the year. And so all of that goes into improving things.
After nearly 20 years under management that is focused on continually improving the land, the positive impact on the ranch is visible.
I guess the best thing about it is that we want the same thing. And so we've been a great team, and he's done a terrific job in understanding, the kind of the limitations of this country and the best way to work with it. And the improvements that we see out here are the result of what he's done.
That's what I live for, is to improve the soil health, the ground cover, and the wildlife. The wildlife's a big part of my enjoyment here.
Both wildlife and cattle are thriving on the Killam Duval County Ranch. And even though there's no shortage of challenges ahead, these two stewards share a commitment to doing what's right on the land.
It makes us feel good to have improved the country as much as we have. It's never done. You work at it every day. Everything we plan and do was with the idea of how is this going to affect the land.
We're all in this together and trying to improve the environment and the habitat in the country. And I think it's just looking at what we've done in the past and seeing some of the improvements and saying let's go do some more.
Now, if you'd like to find out more about the Environmental Stewardship Award winners, visit the website environmentalstewardship.org.